No, no, yeah, but he's like such a good dude. I'd be a little miffed if you didn't. Dude, Thomas has my whole like Southern Reach trilogy, my next door neighbor still. I'm like, I gotta get that back from him.
All right, good morning, everybody. Please stand as able for our opening number, Three Small Birds.
It's Three Little Birds, isn't it?
Whatever.
I was like, don't worry, nice and low today, about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds perched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melody is pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. I love the extra oohs. Did you guys just keep doing that? Singing, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds perched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melody is pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. About a thing. I thought we were done, but my bad. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Let's do it one more time. Singing, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Last time. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
All right, say good morning to each other.
Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Talking about one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Talking about one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
That was a good one. All righty, good morning, everybody. This week's submission is by Julie Schaefer, and this is the Amitabha Stupa and Peace Park in Sedona. Anybody been there? All right, I didn't even know that was down there, so that's cool.
You got circumambulated.
Yeah. All right, today is Palm Sunday. Everybody brought their 2 palms with them, right? You know? Yeah? Okay, good. We're going to be putting them to work today.
I get it.
Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff, where all are welcome. If you're a first-time visitor, please drop a blue info card in the basket or return to the greeter. We also, I don't know if they've already swapped them out, but we have some other cards that are white cards, so whichever one you end up with. Okay, and let's get to our announcements. You can donate supplies to church from our Amazon wish list. I fixed the QR code. There's no more ads or anything like that. So if you have a picture of the old code, you might want to update that. Otherwise, the link's in our newsletter. Needs board. You can check out our needs board. Did they put out in the foyer? I think so. Okay, perfect. New member class today. Hey, look, we got some of these old members on here. And so anyways, we've had 8 people sign up today. That's fantastic. So we're going to have a good session after today. Yeah. And hopefully we'll get them all welcomed on board during Easter next week. All right, today is National Vietnam War Veterans Day. So when Dave gets a second, come on up here. I'll start while he's coming up. So March 29th is National Vietnam War Veterans Day, marking the disbandment of the MACV. You want to tell them what that is, Dave?
Yeah, military command. Most of you have seen the photograph of the last helicopter leaving the U.S. Embassy, in Vietnam. This is the day that it happened, back in 1973.
Yeah.
So sadly, we don't learn much from some of these, apparently. So it's nice, but the official Veterans Day is November 11th, but we vets from Vietnam, which is right now pretty much the majority of the veterans out there, we celebrate March 29th. So we appreciate the recognition, and we appreciate the fact that some of us are still around to serve. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, Dave. I just want to read through a couple of things about Vietnam. So there were 2,709,918 Americans who served in Vietnam. 240 of them received the Medal of Honor. The war resulted in 58,220 American deaths, 153,303 wounded, and 1,643 missing. North Vietnam lost 1.1 million soldiers. South Vietnam lost 250,000, with over 2 million civilian casualties on both sides. And many of our Vietnam veterans suffer from PTSD, with about 250,000 affected, and an estimated 37,000 have passed away from suicide annually. So Vietnam veterans face negative treatment after returning home, and which changed not only the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, but that was built in 1982. So I really wanted to work with Dave on this and take some time to acknowledge that. And again, thank you for your service, Dave. Unity Coffee Hour, Wednesday, April 1st. That's no joke. Be there 9:30 a.m. Campus Coffee Bean. The book study, Thursday, April 2nd. Bring your own lunch. We're going to be starting principle number 2, and we had a good discussion last week, and you're welcome to join. Just talk to a prayer team member about the book and signing up. Highest Expressions Open Mic Night happening this upcoming Saturday, 7 p.m. Be there. If you have any questions, ask Sandra. She's in the room today. Easter Sunday, we're going to have Reverend Amanda Sue Briggs and Terry Allen doing music. So that'll be a good celebration. We also have our Easter blood drive. You have flyers on your seats. And Karina from Vitalent usually comes in to talk about the blood drive, but what she's sent me is a little video of a gal who lives here in Flagstaff who was directly impacted by blood donations. Dave, could you turn off all the lights since you're in the kitchen, please?
Avery was born in perfect health in February of 2011. Until about 4 to 5 weeks old, we noticed she was pale and lethargic, and we found ourselves at the hospital where she received her first blood transfusion. The key trait of diamond black fan anemia is not making red blood cells. And so she makes white blood cells, her platelets are fine. It's just that aspect of the bone marrow that was failing. I was devastated. Getting Avery's blood transfusions is no easy task. We have to drive 3 hours to get here, 3 hours home, so it's a 6-hour round trip, and we're here all day at the hospital on blood transfusion days. She's pretty consistently every 2 to 3 weeks needing at least 1 bag, usually 2 to 3 bags of blood each time. So it's extra crucial that there is a blood match for her when we drive down to make sure that she's not missing too much school, missing work, scheduling the siblings, everything to make sure that this happens for her and she gets the blood transfusion and she can get back to normalcy. Avery has had 172 blood transfusions to date. Things that have gotten me through personally are my faith. We've got wonderful family and support. Also just the wonderful people that we've met at Vitalent and everyone working so tirelessly to make sure that there are donations when people like Avery need it. I'm so very grateful for all of the donors, everyone at Vitalent that has given Avery a chance to live a normal life, that she's had quality of life because of those donors. It's everything to me as a mom.
Hi, I'm Avery. I'm here at the hospital getting blood transfusion number 172. Thank you for all the blood donors and thank you for those who coordinate blood drives so I can live.
So we wanted to share that video specifically because Avery is from Flagstaff. So if you think that your blood's always just being transported off somewhere, that's not always the case. It has a direct impact here in the community. So we put flyers out on everybody's seat. Please consider donating blood. If you have any questions, Vitalent, their people are great. They can answer any questions you have about donating blood. And we try and at least do 2 drives a year. So this is our first this year. Will be next week on Easter. All right, let's hit the lights. There's a slider switch.
Dimmer.
Okay. All right, they'll work on that. I'll keep going. We got a Bunko fundraiser coming up Friday, April 10th from 6 to 9 p.m. There is a sign up out in the foyer. And if you have any questions, ask Sandra McFarland about it.
Oof.
All right, and then Flagstaff Symphony Orchestra, we're getting another group together to go to their finale. We have purchased 10 tickets, and how many are available, Steve?
4 more.
Okay, we got 4 more seats available, so you want to jump on these. They're $25 a ticket. Some of these seats go upwards of $86, so if you want to get in at this cheaper discount rate that we got, $25 a ticket. You'll pay us, not NAU. We've already got the tickets, so. All right, and if you own a local business, here's the pricing for 6 months or 1 year. And check this out, we got a new business on here. Wizard of Paws Pet Sitting. Yeah, I'm going to have to start breaking these up, getting more slides going. So anyways, I really appreciate that all of these businesses help support Unity of Flagstaff. These are all connected directly to our community. Our congregants either own these businesses or they work there. So this is fantastic, and I'd love to keep growing this list. All right, we're here to support you. 4 ways to pray. We participate in affirmative prayer, and you can ask a prayer partner. Prayer partners, are you in the room? Raise your hands. Prayer partners will be available at the end of service today before the membership class here at the Serenity Room. You can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY for 24/7 prayer support. We have a prayer box. Michael, if you please. If you write down your prayer requests, we'll keep them in consciousness for 30 days. You can also contact the center here at 928-526-8893. All right, now I'd like to welcome up Marcia for our opening prayer. She's a prayer partner, board secretary, volunteer, our friend. Come on up, Marcia.
Thank you. If you feel comfortable, you may place your feet on the floor. You may also close your eyes or just look with a dull gaze at the floor. This prayer was inspired by Viktor Frankl, a talk that I saw online. Today in prayer, I overestimate myself. Whereas the world may seem only human, we are all also divine. Where there appears to be darkness, I visualize light. Where there appears to be conflict, I understand the basic humanity and spirit of all those involved. In my prayers, I overestimate what we can do. I am bigger, and we are all bigger than our only human selves. And so it is, and so we let it be. Okay, let's see. I don't have my sheet up here. Help me with that. Okay, does anyone have a gratitude or a prayer request? Trina.
I was sitting in front of the right person. I guess this is a prayer and a gratitude for what's coming. The move is happening. We have our key to the new apartment. It's in the same building where we currently live. So it's down a flight and up a flight. And we have from now till the 7th of April to get our stuff moved. So what I envision is a bucket brigade. Next Saturday at 10 a.m., I envision like 10 or more people standing on the stairs, walk it across, stand on the stairs, so nobody has to make those flights. That's my vision, and I want to create enough support. Right now we have 4 people that have said yes to it. So if we get another 6, no one has to make those stairs, including me. So next Saturday at 10 a.m. I would have made flyers out, but my printer chose to die this week. So talk to me after the service. If you're not available Saturday and you still want to help, we can move stuff in anytime between now and April 7th. So talk to me. We'll work with your schedule. And we're super excited. It's a beautiful new space, newly renovated. So anyway, that's the vision I'm holding. Thank you.
Okay, well, we're overestimating the number of people who are willing to help on that. And we're grateful that you're getting what you thought might be a move is turning out to be a move in the same building. And it's a lovely building, actually. So, all right, we visualize all sorts of people coming to help. Saturday at 10? All right, great.
Saturday, 10 a.m.
Gary.
I usually don't share when I have a trial coming up, but the trial I have coming up is probably the biggest trial I have this year. So I'd just like you to send me prayers and good thoughts on Tuesday from starting at 9, going to 4:45. Thanks.
Gary, we are seeing you with divine wisdom and divine energy in this trial. We are seeing everybody in the room. Is it a jury trial or a judge trial? It's a judge trial. We're seeing the judge surrounded by wisdom and light and the best possible outcome.
I have gratitude. Faye and I were able to go down to Scottsdale last weekend and see all three of my cousins. One of them came from all the way from Atlanta. She was staying with her mom, so we got to see my aunt, and it's always lots of fun. And it was beautiful down there. All the Palo Verdes were blooming all over the place, and got to go to the musical instrument museum with my aunt and my cousin, and my cousin had never been before, so it was a lot of fun.
Okay. Aren't we all grateful for cousins? Cousins are wonderful.
Yeah. I am grateful to have Mom visiting us for a whole week and being able to spend some quality time with the family and being able to have multiple generations in this room this moment.
What's your grandbaby's name? Jimena. Once again, family is our beauty and our luck and our wisdom that we have. So we're grateful, Kelly, that you're able to be here. All right.
This is another family one. I'm very happy that my son, my second son, Tiffany, his wife, and Liam and Aiden are with us for 3 days.
Welcome. May this be an occasion of great warmth and wisdom. Are we complete? Are we complete? Well, thank you. We collectively affirm with you and those that you pray and celebrate with that the presence of God is in all things and that it is the one power. We know with you that God, the universe, spirit, or whatever you call it, knows the details. I always want to say, just keep it quick. But we are grateful for the power of prayer and the good news spoken. And so it is, and so we let it be. Oh, look, today our platform assistant is surprising and new, Sean McKernan.
Thank you. So this picture, Ryan was there for this, but he didn't want to be in the picture. So this was at the premiere night for Star Wars Rise of Skywalker going on 7 years ago, 2019? Yeah. All right. Let's start out today with unity principle number 2, if everyone will join me. Human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good. And the short version, I am divine. All righty, let's get into this inspired moment. So, today's Palm Sunday, and without a minister, we're not doing anything traditional because I'm not qualified for that. Let's just be real. But I still want to acknowledge and talk about Palm Sunday today. So, to understand Palm Sunday, we have to look at two processions that were entering Jerusalem that day. From the west came the Roman governor Pontius Pilate, leading a column of imperial cavalry and soldiers to display his power and ego and control. And from the east came Jesus riding a donkey. Okay, let's translate this to unity. In unity, we see Jerusalem as not a physical city, but as a place of peace, the highest state of spiritual consciousness within us. So this story isn't about a parade 2,000 years ago. It's about a daily choice, of which the procession is what we allow into our hearts. So as we explore this idea further, let's look at the symbolism here, the donkey and the palms. So why a donkey? Metaphysically, the donkey represents our unrefined animal nature, our stubborn habits, instincts, and the basics of ego. By riding the donkey, Jesus demonstrates that the Christ mind is in command of the lower self. He isn't destroying the ego, he's just directing it towards a higher purpose. And so as the crowds lay down their palm branches and cloaks, in ancient times, palms symbolized victory and protection. So when we lay down our palms, we are acknowledging the spiritual victory over circumstances. We're clearing the path and saying, I'm willing to let my highest self take the lead. So so now we go into the shift. So the crowd's shouting, Hosanna, which translates into save us, we pray. And this is the human cry for external rescue. However, the spiritual lesson of Palm Sunday is that the transition is from looking for a Savior from out there to recognizing the power that we have within. The entry into Jerusalem is a moment we stop fighting our inner battles with this Roman force and start winning with the Christed peace. I'll explain what that means in a minute. It is the moment we realize that the peace we seek in Jerusalem, our inner spiritual sanctity, is already present in our own breath and being. To be Christed, I had to look this up, I didn't know what this word meant. To be Christed means to have awakened to that inner divinity. It's to describe a state of consciousness where your human personality, i.e. the ego, has already fully aligned with your spiritual nature. So when we say a Christed peace or a Christed mind, we're talking about a peace that doesn't come from external circumstances, but from the I am presence within. It implies that Christ is not a last name, but an attainment that we all are invited to receive. So I want to close out this inspired moment. As we prepare for our upcoming meditation, let's try and hold into this thought as we transition over. I am now entering my place of peace, my Jerusalem, and I am master of my thoughts with grace, and I welcome the Christ light into every corner of my life, and so it is. It's my honor and privilege to welcome today's guest speaker, Miss Sandra McFarland. We're going to get her up here and we're going to get ready to prepare for a meditation. If someone could dim the lights, please, and we'll give her a moment. We'll get her mic on. Okay.
Testing, are we good to go? Can you hear me all right? All right,
Scoot
wonderful.
toward the middle.
Steep
Yeah, middle.
in the middle?
You're good. Yeah.
Okay. I wander, so someone just point if I start to go too far. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please put your feet on the floor, rest your hands in your lap, and take a deep breath with me. And release. Once again, all together, in and release. Today, before we go into meditation, we're going to do something a little differently. I'd like you to instead envision a grand ballroom. And on these tables of this grand ballroom are feasts. Food made from the ripest, most delicious fruits, vegetables, ingredients, everything organic, the best that your mouth would ever taste. I'd like you to envision at the door of that ballroom 3 children. One of these children has not eaten in days, and when he did, it was some French fries and a fruit snack. The second of the child gets plenty to eat, but most of it out of a wrapper or processed food. The last child comes in with his Starbucks cup and looks over the food and wants to know if the caviar is beluga. When these 3 children are left to walk into this room, each one of them is going to regard this table full of food differently. That child who has not eaten in days may run and put his face right into the table, shove it and put it in his pockets down his shirt because he hasn't seen food like this ever. Imagine how at that moment, not understanding how the other 2 would look at that child. What a savage. No manners. What's wrong with him? Perhaps the middle child who's had enough is looking for something that comes from a box and doesn't know that everything healthy in front of them is so much better. Perhaps the one that looks at it in opulence, snubs his nose at it because the presentation is not right. Now I want you again to take this same premise, these same 3 children, but instead of food, I want you to replace the idea of love. One who has not felt love or has only felt love that also hurts. One that has gotten enough, but it's not really healthy. And one who's gotten so much they think that the world revolves around them. How we view each other, how we judge each other, before we know their stories, before we know their deficits. We live in a world right now that is filled with people who don't have enough love and are willing to find and look for it anywhere. So today I'd like you to join me in a loving kindness meditation and just simply repeat after me. Before we do, I want you to think about both in your body and in your soul, which one of those children did you most align with? Because we need to love them all. There are millions of people so caught in hate and anger, they can't see anything else. Please join with me in sending love both into your heart and out into the world. May we be kind. May we be healthy. May our hearts and our bodies be nourished. May we know love. Thank you. Please bring yourselves back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. We're going to raise the lights. Thank you.
That's cute. I like the animations you find, Sean. Sandra had a list of songs for me that she would like me to play, and fortunately, I just played this one for a wedding a week ago, so it worked out.
Sweet.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I could try for your heart. And our dreams, they are made up of real things, like a shoebox of photographs, sepia tone loving. And love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart, like where we are and where do we go and how come it's so hard. It's not always easy and sometimes life can be deceiving. I tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. Oh, come on, iPad. It's always better when we're together. We'll look at the stars when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. And all of these moments just might find their way into my day-to-day scene. But I know they'll be gone when the morning light sings and brings new things. For tomorrow night you'll see that we'll be gone too. So many things we have to do. And if all these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene, I'd be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. So many things we got to do, or places we got to be. We'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. It's always somewhere in together. We're always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Ryan Byer, let's give it up, everybody. Well, welcome. This is my first chance being a guest speaker, and when I picked this date months ago, I actually had no idea that it was Palm Sunday. And I have to be honest, since that time I picked it, my world has flipped upside down. I got to be honest, before I started Unity, the only thing that I knew for sure about Palm Sunday is it was the punchline of one of my favorite dirty jokes. So when I sat down to think about what I wanted to talk about for my first speech a few weeks back, all the ideas, 30 years of education, they sat silent. My heart wasn't in it. Palm Sunday is often talked about as a celebration, waving palms, welcoming in something sacred. But y'all, I'm not feeling it. Don't let the boots fool ya. It was worth a shot. I prayed and I meditated, asking for inspiration, and the closer I got, the more anxious I became. But this week, with some great conversations, some great music and good friends, and a lot of soul searching, I was deeply able to appreciate this story on a much deeper level. When we look at the story from the original series, it isn't what Palm Sunday really is about, is going into that town, into the unknown, knowing that it's not going to be easy, knowing that the outcome is uncertain, and knowing that it may not unfold just the way the people expected. I mean, if we're honest, let's be real. Isn't that where all of us are at right now? I mean, Amanda Sue did an amazing job of helping us unpack both our emotions and my tear ducts and help us out of that hallway. But we can feel it. We put our smiles on and we welcome friends. We feel the love. We savor the music and the messages. We feel proud that We're still standing strong and moving on, but we feel it. It's that low hum, that sadness and that uncertainty. It just lingers there. It's kind of like a fart in an elevator. But to quote Prince, the patron saint of purple, if the elevator tries to break you down, go crazy and punch a higher floor. You know, walking into something unknown, something really vulnerable, and not knowing how it's going to turn out was actually something that resonated very deeply with me this year. I recently had the opportunity to visit a dear friend who shared with me the information that nobody really knows who you are. I was shocked. I mean, most of you are sentient. I mean, you see me sitting there. I'm the redhead over there that's fairly reclusive. I doodle because of anxiety. I don't like the hugging. And if you've been to open mic night, you know I'm a poet. I have a potty mouth. And you're never quite sure what's going to come out of it at any given time. But my friend was right. For the exception of just a couple of you in this room and a few of you out on YouTube, no one here knows me at all. And oddly enough, this is where it gets really cool and synchronistic, because if it weren't for this moment right here, me standing right here, something that I committed to do months ago, none of you would. I've been struggling with this transmission on a much more personal and traumatic level. You see, Reverend Penny wasn't just my spiritual leader. She was also a deep personal friend. We'd spend evenings solving the world's problems, eating keto, and then we'd have our ritual smudging of the house. Her leaving remains the happiest, most grateful hole that I have in my heart. I tend to deal with sadness with action, and I wanted to be part of the transition, so I joined the search committee. A few months in, I had a strange experience. It was a voice, my voice, saying, "Hey, what if they're waiting for you?" And I couldn't get rid of the voice. After deciding, after long conversations, rearranging my time, I decided to go back to school and jump in, and I applied. I knew I didn't have the correct degree. My master's was in elementary education. I didn't have the experience. I run classrooms, not congregations. But I knew that Unity had the community care position and looking for a minister. I had time and a desire to be of service, a boss who was backing me 100%, and friends both in the congregation and out cheering me on. I knew it was going to take time and effort, and I had a lot of learning to do with a sharp curve if I actually got picked. I honestly wasn't expecting to be picked. What I was expecting was a conversation for maybe a proposal for a community care, minister in training, internship hybrid. So when I received a very, very formal phone call informing that they appreciated my work, but they were passing. Thanks for applying, keep up the great job, and wherever you land, they'll be lucky to have you. It hit me like a bowling ball in my chest. To find out later that I was the only one of the 3 applicants that didn't even get an interview. That bowling ball dropped my stomach. The voices from the crowds outside didn't say much, but the voices in my head, those crowds got loud, and they shifted. My feeling towards Unity shifted. My feeling towards myself shifted from yes to no. And I began searching for another spiritual center in which to grow, to serve. But that didn't feel good either. Because nearly everything that I have in my life is influenced directly by Unity. My home, my job, my friendships, my relationships, my situationships, my social life. I mean, The prayer team literally prayed my granddaughter into this world. My bonus son is running the video. My life, my loves are here. My family, who I love more than anything, is watching me live. It hurts to think about leaving, and it also hurts to be here. So instead, I'm focusing on walking through the crowds in my head that tell me, of course they wouldn't want you. You were stupid to even try. You don't belong here. They don't even like you. They don't want you here. You've gotten too big for your britches, Missy. Who the hell do you think you are? Funny how those voices aren't even in my accent. Anybody else here have those voices, the little itty-bitty shitty committee in the head? Oh, there's kids here. I'm so sorry. Anybody else have weekend retreats with them, sleepaway camp? You see, my voices go back. They're nearly factory installed. My mom and dad got married as kids. My dad was one of those 531,000 that came home wounded. They got married just days after my mom turned 18, and it was their desire to build a home and a family where I love you was felt and heard. And they did. But they were big kids, and they themselves had never healed. And because my parents never understood what it was like to grow up codependent, they didn't understand how alcoholism had shaped their behavior. They didn't know they were unhealed. So that the love that they gave me came with conditions. It was love that could be turned off like a faucet. It was love that I needed to heal from. My mother was a practicing narcissist practically until the day she died. She couldn't stand the sound of a baby crying, and she would demand that it stop it right now. In fact, when my oldest was a newborn and became fussy in the car, we nearly got into an accident because she became triggered and covered her ears rather than holding the steering wheel. I can't even imagine what it was to have been like when I didn't have a voice and cried to get my needs met. As a child, I wasn't allowed to cry. I had to go to my room, and I couldn't come out until I was done. I was often given the very Gen X line, "Stop crying or I will give you something to cry about." I was sent to my room. I remember not being allowed to come out and standing in the hallway and feeling betrayed because my body did that thing, and it meant 10 more minutes. Family dinner table folklore would reminisce about how many hours it would be and how many hundreds of times I would beg, "Can I come out now?" It was only when I began to do some intensive somatic therapy that reframed those stories for me. It helped me realize that those laughs around the dinner table was my little girl spending hours begging for comfort, having to calm herself to get love and attention and to get out of her room. When I got old enough to go to school, I found a new level of uncomfortable. My first day of kindergarten, I stepped on a balance beam, and when I got afraid, I stepped down into some mud. A child looked at it and said, "Ew, it looks like she's got poop on her." And I instantly, the first day of kindergarten began as the girl who has poop on her. If someone sat next to me, you would get poop on you. If you used my scissors, you would have poop on you. I ate and ate to feel comfort. My weight moved from chubby to husky to obese, and by the 5th grade, I was morbidly obese. As the kids grew out of the poop game, my weight was the next easy target. It would be a self-protection scheme just to get down the hallways, because it became a customary tradition that when I was walking down the hallways, people would grab trash cans and rattle them, screaming earthquake. The lunch table began a race to get first because if I sat down, everybody else would get up. When actual earthquakes would happen in Southern California, I was doing jumping jacks or must have fallen down. It was nonstop. When I was at a band performance, when the band stood up, they removed my chair and replaced it with a music stand. So when we sat to begin the performance, I fell hard with a very loud crash. During my 6th grade graduation, large amounts of chewed up bubble gum were placed on my chair when I stood. So when I sat, I had to walk across the stage in front of my family, covered in bubble gum. When I was a freshman in high school, the football team decided that it would be hysterical to nominate me homecoming princess. By this time, I was 5'1", oddly enough the same height without the boots, but well over 310 pounds, over double what I am now. They made signs and taped them up in the hallway. Vote for Sandy Jordan, the most enormous candidate with potential. One morning I heard voices over the morning loudspeaker. A commercial for me. My homecoming class snickered, taunting that I had their vote, cheering me on. My teacher shushing them, unaware of the toxic subtext, sounding like school spirit. Rumors began to swirl that I was going to win, and in lieu of convertibles that would carry the homecoming court out at halftime and then to the dance, they were instead renting tanks and Mack trucks. I couldn't escape it. I had to walk through it. I never understood why I had been a target from the beginning. The only reprieve that I ever had on this planet was my grandmother. She showed me a love that I never felt before. She used to say, "Honey, you just simply shine too bright." And when people who shine too bright show up, it makes people look at their shadows. Not everybody is ready to do that. My mother, jealous of our connection, would use my grandmother as leverage. In order to see her, to get love and acceptance, I had to jump through any hoop my mother would and could generate. Manipulation was her love language. I began working at a barbecue restaurant, and I soon found my first husband. When we were 18, we got a small bedroom apartment. We played house, and then my grandmother was diagnosed with bone cancer. I moved in to be her full-time caretaker until the day she died. Once we got married, I fell into a deep depression that the only thing my husband and I had in common is that we were both obese, single, and had a pulse. And that was where the connection ended. We played house, we bought a house, we made 2 beautiful children, but by the second was born, I was acutely aware that what I needed wasn't accessible. Marriage number 2, I was determined to do things right. I could talk to him. He had my drive and my passion. He was funny. He loved music. We had crazy chemistry. We got engaged, moved to Kingman, bought our dream home, and prepared for a beautiful life together. It was my golden age. Within 10 years, all of it would be gone. I would have survived a cancer scare, 2 major surgeries, 2 years of iron infusions, hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical bills, his alcoholism, his arrest, instant menopause, 2 totaled cars, 2 lost jobs due to his drinking, a house in foreclosure, and an ultimatum, your whiskey or your wife, to which then he disappeared. Only to know that he ended his life last year. And I found out by the medical examiner. I attempted to rebound, however, my own drinking had now spiraled out of control. I now had to return back to my parents' home. The same emotional abuse that I was trying to escape, I now had to bring my kids into. The week we were back in a home infested with bed bugs, criticism, and cigarette smoke, our family dog died in her sleep. Within the next week, I would have tried to make myself do the same thing. My 2 children had to have front seat to their mother's unraveling. And they clung to each other, and they made their own meals, and they'd wake me up to tell me that, hey, we're out of groceries, or the lights had been shut off. I would wake up, I would teach, I'd drive home, drink a bottle, and drink myself to sleep. I used to even be obnoxious enough, and I'd pride myself on how good of a mom I must have been, because even though I've checked out for a couple years, they didn't get in trouble. They are still in school. They're not in jail. You see, my pain ended when the vodka blacked me out, but that was when their pain began. I don't have any idea yet the damage that I did and the story that I wrote into their lives, and I can't ever go back to fix that. But what I can do is be a model and let them know when you fall apart, when you hit the ground, you can get up, you can dust yourself off, and you can rebuild. I still have a long way to go. I'm still battling the crowds in my head. I still deal with every situation with a lens that I'm not wanted and that I'm not liked. I still struggle with relationships where I don't even know if my needs can be met. I still have a long way to go. But I am proud to say that in July I will have been sober 6 years. I moved. Thank you. 4 years ago, I moved to Flagstaff, and I began getting serious about facing everything that scared me, because I was tired of living in fear. The crowds kept screaming, telling me I'm never going to be happy, I'm never going to find love, I'm never going to be wanted, I just have to depend on myself. But you know, those patterns, those voices, the crowds, they're not random. They're here for a reason. They're here to protect us. They're built in the moments where we needed other people and we were left disappointed. Those voices are built out of the powerlessness and loneliness that we suffered through. They're actually there to keep us safe and to help us feel like we belong and to survive. And they're good at their job. But there does come a moment, and this moment happens to be right here for me, where what once protected me has now imprisoned me. I find myself standing right here feeling both the step to pull to step forward and the need to step back. I wish I could tell you I feel confident and know what I'm doing, that I had clarity, a clue. I don't. But there is something within me, quietly and consistency, that keeps saying, enter anyway. Just keep going. Not because it makes sense, not because it's comfortable, but because it hurts less than staying the same. Running, hiding, staying small was what my inner crowd wants. That crowd got loud, and I withdrew, and I shrank, and I didn't stay present. I didn't trust the process. But here is the most amazing thing about the universe. Just because something didn't unfold the way I expected doesn't mean I'm off path. The universe just reroutes us to where we really are meant to be. Because this is the work. Palm Sunday isn't about everything going right. It's the willingness to walk forward without needing it to. To end, I'd like you all, I invite you all into something just for a moment. If you feel comfortable, soften your gaze or close your eyes. And I want within you to ask yourself, where in my life am I being invited to step forward, but something is pulling me back? Is it a conversation that needs to be had? A decision? A change that has to happen? A truth that has to be revealed? Notice what voices are showing up for you. Does yours tell you you're not safe, you might fail? What will other people think? Stay where it's safe. Now gently place your hand over your heart. Feel your own divinity and release those worries up into the sky. We surround these worries in a purple glowing light because we know they are not there to beat us down, but to guide us. I join my own worries and my own uncertainty with you in this room. And we ask for not our pain to be removed, but for our shoulders to be a little bit broader, our hearts to be a little more open, and the lessons to be revealed. It's because here within the darkness, within the confusion, within the noise, is where our power begins to grow. It's where divinity shows up, and it's where healing begins, where it is the scariest. I join you now back into the room with me and remind you that we gain power over it by facing it head on, by no longer allowing it to rent free space in our head, and instead looking for what is it here to teach me. And now I want you to ask yourself, what would it look like if you entered anyway and that conversation went your way? That decision was made. We don't wait for things until we are fearless. We move when we choose to allow something deeper than fear to guide us. Palm Sunday reminds us that the path doesn't appear all at once. It appears beneath us as we walk. So if you too are in a moment of great uncertainty, if your life is also shifting in big ways and you don't have any answers, maybe we're not lost. Maybe we're just standing right at the entrance, right at the beginning of the best scene in our movie. And you don't have to be certain, you just have to be willing. Willing to enter anyway. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I do know that this message on this date was no accident. I am now able to see myself shrink, which means I am now able to have a choice. I can continue the patterns, I can pull back, or I can stand up and I can speak my truth. And I release with each of you all of these worries into our beautiful purple cloud of healing energy. I don't have the answers. I am not without fear nor faults. But I do have the courage to put my 2 feet on the ground and stand here and walk in anyway. Thank you so much. Namaste.
So I think it was Trina and I last week were talking about old hymns and things that might work for Unity, and it got me thinking about the song. And I was thinking how it's really great for Unity for me to bring something I don't normally do, that I can't do in my show, that I can't do when I'm traveling. So I brought this bass and said, and this bass was a gift from, if you remember, Robert in our congregation who lived at the Grand Canyon. I was playing his bass, and I said, oh, I really love these old Hofner basses. He goes, well, I have one for you. And he brought me one in a box the next week. And I was like, really? He goes, I have a couple of them. You can have one. And so I just think of him every time I play this bass, and it's just a fun little... So I'm going to play a bass on this song, something different. Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. For I am tired, I am weak, and I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. When my way goes drear, precious Lord, linger near. When my life is almost gone, hear my cry, hear my call, hold my hand, lest I fall. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. When the darkness appears and the night draws near, and the day is past and gone, and the river that I stand, guide my feet, hold my hand, take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me through, let me stand. For I am tired, and I am weak, and I am worn. At the river, guide my feet, hold my hand, watch over me. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home.
So did everybody do their homework last week? Did you go watch Project Hail Mary or start reading the book? Since everybody's trying to buy the book right now, your best bet's Amazon if you want to check it out. But really, you should try and see it in theaters. It's quite an experience. So I just wanted to give a pitch to that. And Marsha's going to attest to how great this book is. Yeah. All right. And then one other piece of
Bring it
business.
back to me. Don't borrow it from Marsha.
Yeah. Yes, that is Ryan's copy. Do we remember when Tom Gebler was here a couple weeks ago? Yeah? Well, the bracelet has returned. It is ready for the next person to borrow it. So as a reminder, we were talking about how the bracelet is, if you need healing, you take it, you hold on to it while you're healing, and then when you feel you're okay, you bring it back and we'll give it to the next person. So this is available after the service. You don't need my permission to snatch it. It'll be right here. And if it is still there, then we'll have it available next week. All right, let's come on up for our celebration of abundance. You too, Marcia. Marcia's our board basket blesser.
In spite of myself. Okay. You know what? I didn't wear my glasses.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Our board consciousness is abundance. We are an abundant and thriving community. And our second board consciousness is the new minister. Attracting the perfect new minister for Unity of Flagstaff, who leads and inspires us into our next phase of spiritual growth and service. We release our limitations and give from abundance. We are abundant. Thank you, Spirit. Go forth.
All right, I'm here to remind you ways to give. You can do cash or check. We have Zelle available. This QR code works best through your banking app. You can find this in the newsletter as well as it's posted around a few places. cash or check, or sorry, if you send anything by mail, give me a reason to go check the P.O. Box besides bills. P.O. Box 1740, Flagstaff, Arizona 86002. If you got a tax refund and you don't need it, please consider giving to Unity of Flagstaff. Last year we received one. Very thankful for that. This year it'd be nice to get 2 of those, so please consider us. And today, our CD has matured. So tomorrow I have an appointment with the bank to get the investment account opened. So if you want to start giving towards our investment account, that is now an option. So let me know if you want to do that. All righty, let's come on up. And if everybody will join me. Thank you for this bounty. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the good we do and will do. We are joy-filled, and so it is. All right, please stand for our reprise of 3 Little Birds.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds perched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you.
Before we close out on prayer protection, as we prepare for our new member class, if any of our current members would like to come and share their experience briefly at the beginning of the class, you don't have to stay for the whole thing. We'd appreciate at least having a couple of you there to share your experience with the folks interested in becoming members. All right, everybody, let's join together. Marcia, come do the motions. Gary, come on up here. All right. The light of God surrounds us. Claim the light. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Create an amazing week, everybody. Thank you.
Precious